Well, hello, friends. Are you tired of me yet? Are you tired of this yet? Don't answer, because it'll make me feel bad if you say yes. Um, had something I just want to share real quick. It goes along with a theme from yesterday, which is value the moments, right? Find gratitude for and in the moments with those that you love most. And little did I know that I'd get a phone call, couple frantic phone calls. Last night I was working on dinner for the boys. Milana was at back to school night, and then she was doing some school shopping. So I was at home with the boys, and she, I had my phone upstairs charging. I had my watch charging, so I was not looking at anything. Milana had to drop into one of our Alexas and tell me that my dad was frantically trying to get a hold of me. Well, my mom, for years, she has had a difficult time chewing and swallowing certain foods. And, we've expressed that maybe she needs to get her throat stretched, but it's never been something that felt, so urgent that it needed to be done. Well, they'd been eating some steak, and some got lodged in my mom's throat, and my dad was unable to get it up. He ended up calling 911. The paramedics came. They ended up taking her to the hospital, to the emergency room at Utah Valley, and they ended up having to do an extraction from her esophagus. Now, thankfully, even though there was, something that was blocking the esophagus, it was kind of stuck there. There was enough air getting past that she could still sort of breathe. There wasn't really room for saliva to come down, so she was kind of gargly. She sounded like she was talking underwater when she said a few words. But they go and they do the extraction, and they ended up stretching her throat. And by the way, I'm sharing all of this with her permission, as I dropped them off last night at about 12:30 in the morning, or at night, however you want to look at it. My mom said you could talk about this, so just know I'm talking about this with permission. They stretched her throat. She should be okay. I don't think that either she or my dad slept much last night. It was, traumatic. They're, not exactly spring chickens anymore. But there were a number of things that took place through that experience that were kind of interesting to me. Number one is, as soon as I found out that they were headed to the hospital, and I didn't have that many details, I know that it stressed my kids out knowing that. And obviously it stressed me out too. But what was so interesting is, as soon as I felt stressed, I never felt panicked. But the process of the last 10, 15 years of rewiring my brain, even though for a long time I wasn't doing it consciously, but there was a rewiring that was taking place. As soon as I felt any kind of stress, there was immediate calm that was ushered in, and immediate gratitude, surprise, surprise, for the fact that my dad could call 911, that there were neighbors that were there to help, that there was medical personnel, paramedics, ambulance that showed up, that we live in a country that has, regardless of what you think about the medical system, I mean, my mom got care instantly. So thankful that we had this beautiful hospital that's not far, that these doctors that are so expert at what they do, that have I'm trying to say donated and dedicated, and it came out completely wrong, have dedicated so much time to their profession to be able to serve in this way. The staff that was so willing to help and just check and make sure that everything was okay. My sister and brother-in-law, who were celebrating their 35-year anniversary and came to the hospital instantly. Milana, who instantly went home to be with the kids because she knew that they would probably need some consoling and they needed to get ready. We got school starting, and she knew that they needed her, and I would be okay with my dad and my sister and brother-in-law and my mom at the hospital. And just such an interesting thing. I think there's so many of us that have these experiences that could be traumatic. And I'm not saying that it's not traumatic. I'm just saying that over time, when the actual tactical practice of gratitude is repeated again and again and again, and you systematically go through the process of flipping the gratitude switch and using gratitude in a real, actual, cognitive and physical way, it really truly does rewire the brain to the point where what used to feel like crisis, what used to feel, what used to be filled with anxiety and fear and just uncertainty, there's a peace that can come. There's an assurance that can come, knowing that there's not much you can do in that moment. I'm not a medical professional. I wasn't with my mom. There was nothing I could do in that instant, but the gratitude for everybody that was there tending to her and helping her was absolutely incredible. And I think about that and I go, what a change from who I used to be 2 decades ago. Filled with fear, filled with anxiety, filled with just anger and uncertainty. And now there's a peace. And it's because of gratitude. So even when it seems like circumstances are dire, which they were, I could still feel something different than I maybe would have many years ago. There's a power here, my friends. And as we work on the rewrite to flip the gratitude switch and put these thoughts and ideas and stories together and keep track of some of them here on these social media posts, I just want to sort of lend my testimonial to this idea that gratitude 100% will change you and the entire world around you. The world doesn't have to change, but your perspective and your interaction with it will. So anyway, want to share that with you. Mom should be okay. And you guys are awesome. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.